Has any team in NFL history started a season 8-2 and missed the playoffs? No. But after a disastrous 4-game losing streak, the 8-6 Indianapolis Colts are staring that embarrassing distinction right in the face. And who's standing in their way on Monday Night Football? A freight train. The 10-4 San Francisco 49ers, a team that is absolutely firing on all cylinders and looking to lock up its own spot in the postseason. This week's 16 primetime game is way more than just a box score.
It's a battle fueled by pure desperation.
The Colts are desperately trying to stop a historic collapse, while the 49ers want to prove to everyone they are the Super Bowl contender we all think they are. We're breaking down the 3 critical storylines that will decide who comes out on top. First, we'll get into the unbelievable return of a 44-year-old quarterback trying to save a sinking ship. Then we'll look at an MVP candidate running back facing a brick wall of a defense. And finally, we'll break down the coaching chess match that could decide the whole thing. Let's get into it. Our first storyline feels like something straight out of a movie. The Colts were one of the league's best stories, roaring out to an 8-2 record with a high-powered offense led by their new quarterback, Daniel Jones. But in Week 14, it all came crashing down. Jones suffered a season-ending Achilles injury, and with the team's original starter, Anthony Richardson, already on injured reserve, the Colts' dream season turned into a complete nightmare. They've now lost 4 straight, a free fall that could become one of the biggest collapses the league has ever seen. So what was their solution? Enter the ghost of quarterbacks past, Philip Rivers. That's right. The Colts coaxed the 44-year-old out of a 5-year retirement, betting he has one last ride in him. We saw him for the first time last week against Seattle, and it went about how you'd expect. Rivers looked limited. He only completed 2 passes that went more than 10 yards downfield, mostly relying on short, quick throws. But he was smart with the football and kept his team in the game. They ended up losing, but they were competitive. But playing the Seahawks is one thing, facing this 4-9 defense, that's a whole different animal. San Francisco's defense, now coordinated by Nick Sorensen, is aggressive, it's complex, and it's built to make a quarterback's life miserable, especially a 44-year-old stationary target. You can bet they know exactly how to bottle up this offense. They're going to challenge Rivers' arm, daring him to push the ball downfield, which he doesn't seem able to do anymore. This is the ultimate test of mind over matter. Can Rivers' veteran brain and quick release be enough to figure out Sorensen's scheme before the pass rush gets home? Or is this elite defense about to be the final nail in the coffin for the Colts season? If the Colts are going to pull off a miracle on Monday night, it's all on the shoulders of one man, Jonathan Taylor. Our second storyline is a classic battle of an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. While the team has been in a free fall, Taylor is having a season for the ages and is right in the middle of the MVP conversation. Heading into this week, he leads the NFL in rushing with over 1,400 yards and has already broken the Colts' all-time record for career rushing touchdowns. He is the engine of this team, plain and simple. With Rivers at quarterback, the game plan isn't a secret. Feed Jonathan Taylor. Again and again and again. Last week, even when Seattle knew the run was coming, Taylor still churned out 87 tough yards. Head coach Shane Steichen is going to lean on him even harder this week, trying to control the clock and keep Brock Purdy's explosive offense sitting on the sideline. But here's the issue. On the other side of the ball is that suffocating 49ers run defense. This is the best run-stopping unit in the league, a wall of defenders led by all-pros Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Unlike some other defenses, this group is healthy and playing its best football. They live to shut down elite running backs. This is the litmus test. Can Warner and the Niners front 7 do what no one else has and contain a running back who is on a historic tier? Or will Jonathan Taylor add another signature game to his MVP resume and carry his team to a shocking upset? This battle in the trenches is where the game will be won or lost. This brings us to our third and final storyline, the coaching chess match between 2 of the sharpest offensive minds in the game, Kyle Shanahan and Shane Steichen. But in this matchup, the playing field is anything but level. On one side, you have Kyle Shanahan, whose 49ers are hitting their stride at the perfect moment. Quarterback Brock Purdy is back from an early season injury and is running the offense with incredible efficiency. He's been a top 10 quarterback since his return, spreading the ball around to a stacked group of playmakers like Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel. Shanahan has his offense in total rhythm, and now he gets to scheme against the Colts defense. Led by the embattled Gus Bradley that has been bleeding points and giving up huge plays during this 4-game skid. For Shanahan, this is a dream matchup. Then you have Shane Steichen, a brilliant coach who's been forced to operate with one hand tied behind his back. A year ago, everyone was praising Steichen's creative and explosive offense. Now, with a 44-year-old quarterback who can't throw deep, his playbook has shrunk. His goal isn't to get into a high-flying shootout. It's just to survive. He has to establish the run with Jonathan Taylor to chew up the clock and shorten the game. He needs to turn this into an ugly, low-possession slugfest because he knows he can't win a track meet. This is what makes the coaching battle so fascinating. Shanahan knows Steichen has to run so he can stack the box. But Steichen knows that Shanahan knows this, so he has to get creative with motions and misdirection to find running lanes. It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Can Steichen's game plan overcome his team's obvious limitations? Or will Kyle Shanahan's offensive juggernaut just be too much for a cornered Colts team? So to recap the 3 things that will decide this Monday night matchup. First, can a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, in just his second game back, do enough to move the ball against an elite 4-9 Ers defense? Second, will Jonathan Taylor continue his MVP campaign and find a way to run?